right? So now what we will do, and this is exactly what we did with the kids, is that you will exchange these sheets among yourself, right? So if there are three people, you will just move it one right or one left, so that you have data for each other. And then now we want to start, the first thing we want to do is visualize this data, right? So what we'll do is we'll put this data in an Excel, and if you go to the pen drive folder you have, there will be a file starting with the prefix worksheet. Can you all guys open the file with the prefix worksheet, please? And yeah, please don't do it on your own sheets. Just go it around. Oh, Shashank, there should be a sheet where these are already filled, right?
Yeah.
Which is that sheet? उसके third sheet में. This? No, but this is still not binary encoded. Binary encoding है ना?
ये बाइनरी को
मतलब
binary,
0101 नहीं था.
नहीं इस प्रॉब्लम नहीं था.
This is the sheet we used with kids.
हाँ.
Shashank, come. Quick. I think we can use this. This was not binary encoded.
यहाँ पे हमने एक जो लगा रखा है DST का.
The third sheet here, which is called reference. Okay. Go to the third sheet here, which is called reference. And to make it easy for the kids, we have already entered the features in the order they are on the sheets which you had, right? So all you guys now have to do is to put in the output label. Yeah, just verify one or two to see if everything looks right. But all you have to now do is that in this Excel, pick one of the columns after the data ends and start putting the output labels, right? The labels is what you just put as rating from 1 to 5. Yeah, just exchange it and then do it. Yep. So start putting the ratings in one of the columns in the sheet reference. The features have already been put. Please download the Excel, put it in the mode where you can modify it, and start putting these values against. So there's a very simple step of just entering the data and creating the matrix where we have outputs and input features. Remember that you are discarding the first two rows. You're starting from row number 3. Start from row number 3. So now see, these features, according to the images, we have already put the features here. Female, sad, you have to just put the label, right? So you guys are just using one laptop. You should have had all your own laptop. Just pick one sheet and start putting the labels starting from here, right? So this will become 1, right? For these features, it is 1. For the next row of features, it is 4. And this is the output label, right? So we are trying to make the whole matrix of input sources and outputs, right? So just take any one sheet and start putting the labels. Did you get it? So just start putting the labels from here. So this is the features of the first image after we discard the first two sheets, and the output for that is 3. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. So you don't have, when you are filling this in, start from row number 1. Guys, all of you, we have to start from row number 1. You'll see that the practice ones are also included there. So if you will see the Excel you have, in the last column, in column number M, the first 8 are practice, right? So start entering from the first sheet. You with me, what I'm saying? No. Okay, just align it right. Yeah, just align it right. Yeah, just align it right. Yeah, you can start from the third sheet, but then start from the 9th row. The first 8 rows are practice. Yeah, so that's their call. Yeah, so look at the visualization sheet. You have to start putting these counts, okay, out here, which you can use filters or count statements. So people who have filled the data, they should start looking at sheet number 2, which is visualization, right? And you will automatically understand what is the next step you have to take, right? So people who have filled the sheets go to sheet visualization and start, you will get to know what counts you have to start putting there. Show of hands, how many filled the labels? How many of you have been able to fill the labels as yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. This is 4, 2, 3, 4. It's not like this. You have to just linearize this. So 4, just go down. 4, 2. If you, then you have to start from here, from the train point. Let me just first help her do it. Right, so 4, 2, 3, 4. Then 4, 2, 3, 3. Okay? Go down like that. So go to the visualization sheet. Go to the sheet. Okay, guys, a show of hands on how many people have filled all the labels. Filled all the labels. You guys have filled all the labels? Okay, 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 okay. Uh, just give me, just give me one Windows machine. Can I just take your machine? No, that's okay. You will now have data like this on your sheet reference where you have these labels which are running here, right? These are all the labels which you have entered from the sheet which you had, okay? What I'll just suggest is that for the sake of convenience, just delete the first 8 values here, which was the practice sheets. Just delete these first 8 values. Guys, everyone should look here. This table, hey, this table. Look here, look here, look here what we are doing. Uh, So delete the first 8 values from here, which was practice. Okay, just delete that, I'll delete it here, okay? Right, so now what we have here is, we have the input matrix, and these are the inputs, which we just discussed, where we have gender, face, name, hobby, and these are the ratings, which we have. Now, we pre-filled this Excel for you with the inputs, right? In a real exercise, for each image, you would have to fill whether it was a female or a male, a sad or happy face, an old name or a new name, or an indoor or outdoor hobby, right? So this is just pre-filled to make the exercise easy. And now with these faces, we have their labels, right? So now we have the whole matrix for inputs and outputs here. Oh God. And what you should also do is, oh, this is still 48. So this doesn't have the, you guys have not entered the last 4 sheets, right? Have you? You have entered the last 4 sheets? Yeah, so it's 48, right? But we don't want the test set here, no? Oh, you have a filter, okay. Okay, so now what we know, so you understand that this is the matrix we have for both the test and train, right? And we will, you know how to use filters here. So let's use filters. This is the filter. And we will, in column M, we will just make it train, right? Because we will not do anything with the test set. Everything we'll do is with the train set, right? The test set is just to test how good our predictor is, and everything else will happen with the train set, okay? And now what we have to do is, now we are doing the first step which we learned in the morning, which is to understand your data, okay? So what we'll do is, in the first table, we want to really fill for how many 5s are there, how many 4s are there, how many 3s are there, how many 2s are there, and how many 1s are there, right? So I've already applied the filter of train, and now I'll apply the filter here. So there are no 5s. So the 5s for this person is 0. So that becomes 0. Then I select 4. How many 4s are there? 11. Okay, so this becomes 0, and this becomes 11, right? Then let's see how many 3s are there. Nine. Okay. Then how many 2s are there? Sorry. 7. And 5. Right? So we fill the first table here, and what we show, what the kids do and show is make a quick paragraph. Okay. So this is the first visualization which we have here. What I've just done is make a bar graph out of the labels, right? And what can we learn about this person from this graph? Who said that? Someone said something. You said that. Oh, come on. So what do we learn about this person? Doesn't seem to be making a lot of friends, right? He has no one on 5. People on 1 is also lesser than people on 2, 3, or 4. So he or she doesn't have strong ideas about who he wants to make friends or not make friends, right? He or she is rating people more in the middle. So very quickly we have one inference about the person we are talking about here, that he doesn't have he doesn't take sharp decisions on who to make a friend or not, right? So can you, all of you guys, can you run this on your data and see these bar graphs? So does anyone have data where the person